Hey, Dave.
Hey, Ryan. How you doing, sir?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Dave.
Hey, John. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Good. Good as well.
Hey, Dave, real quick. I'm assuming you saw it. I don't know how you want to handle the business items in the org. If you want to do them, break out the ones where you appoint, or you guys want to go ahead and appoint before and then approve them all. It's at your discretion.
Okay. I was going to ask you at some point here whether we just wanted to.
Either way is wrong. Whatever's best for you guys.
Okay. So it really doesn't matter. So, okay.
If you want to discuss those committee appointments before, we can note who it is, and then you guys can just approve them all if you want. That's
okay.
Whatever's really easiest. It's okay with me.
Okay.
Your call on that one.
Yeah, that works. That's easy enough. So thank you.
Yep.
Good afternoon, Matt. Or good
Hey,
evening,
Matt.
rather.
Afternoon, good evening.
Yeah.
So we're not too far away from nightfall.
No.
Looking
Now,
out the
that's a
back
cool
window, and
picture
it looks
behind
like
Mr. Kime.
Yeah, this is credit to the Bucyrus Historical Society's Facebook page. Picture of the town square.
Awesome.
From way back. I think probably a little over 100 years ago.
Whoa. Let's do.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not much.
Hi, Randy.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. How's it going with you?
Be glad when this week's over.
The sigh said it all. Heavy sigh.
Yeah.
Randy, I'd be hard pressed to find a person in America right now that won't say that.
That's probably true.
Oh.
Let's see.
Anybody hear from Krista? She on? No.
I believe she accepted the meeting invite. So
okay.
It's like me this week. It's technical difficulties.
I know nothing seemed to be working as it should for me today.
There she is. And John had told me earlier Deb might not be here, so I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, Dave had echoed that to me. So,
okay.
Dave, I don't know what correspondence you had with Deb or did not have with Deb, or how you found out, but yeah, I think we can get going right at 5:30.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Hey, Krista.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Krista.
Hello.
That's my husband making noise in the background.
That's all right.
All right. It is 5:30. Is everybody okay to go ahead and just get moving?
Sure.
Oh, all right. First, I'd like to call this organizational meeting of the Bucyrus City Schools Board of Education, January 7th, 2021, 5:30 p.m. to order. Can I have a roll call, Mr. Cook?
Yes, sir. Mr. Kime,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Blankenship,
Oh,
it's okay. Randy, can you hear me?
You froze a little bit.
I did. Apologize. Mr. Blankenship, can you hear me? I'm just seeing him.
Yeah, looks like Randy's having some technical difficulties.
I'll tell you what, technically, we're supposed to pause the meeting, give him a couple minutes to rejoin.
Okay.
If that's
Yeah,
okay
we
with you
can-
guys. I'll call you,
No,
Mr.
that's
Jones.
fine, yeah.
Technically, we'll be at a quorum, so, and Mrs. Hoover's absent.
Yes, if you called me, I'm sorry.
Yes, that's okay. I got you. Thank you, sir. Randy looks like he's in pain there, frozen. Oh, he's gone. Okay, let's see if he comes back.
Yeah, let's wait.
Isn't technology great?
When it works.
Yeah, I know.
It's all right. We've been lucky. This hasn't happened much at
Mhm.
all.
Yep,
Mhm.
I would agree.
Oh, here it comes. Cool. Hey, Randy.
sorry, I lost internet.
It's all right. No worries.
Spectrum.
I've got you down as here now, sir.
I'm here.
All righty. Thank you. We're
Sorry
good to
about
go, Mr. Jones.
All right. So I do have one small addition. I think
Okay.
I texted you all a thought. I think I'm going to alter it a little bit just for sake of, I'll just alter it a little bit here. But I guess before we do the Pledge of Allegiance, I mean, as everybody knows that one of our fellow board members isn't here today. And I think it'd be nice if we just took a second as a board and just sent some positive thoughts and prayers to her and her family as they go through what they're going through. So, yep, no, I thought that would be nice if we came together and did something. So, yep, positive
Yeah.
thoughts, prayers
Yep.
with you, Deb, with the family. Next up is the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you all stand and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to the flag, United
of the
States,
United States of America,
to the
and
republic,
to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
one nation,
under God, indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty,
with liberty
justice,
and
for all.
justice for all.
Next up is the approval of the agenda for tonight for the organizational meeting. Are there any changes for the agenda for the meeting? Nope.
Not on my end.
Can I get a motion to approve tonight's organizational meeting agenda, please?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Cook.
Yes, Mr. Kime,
Yes.
Mr. Blankenship,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
All righty.
Next up is the election of officers. So forgive me if I do this improperly, but first up is the president Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you want me to walk you through, I wrote it down since it's goofy in Zoom.
So
We'll,
yeah, no,
you'll declare the nominations open for the office of president. You'll get one nomination, and you then can ask if there's any others. If there are none, we'll need a motion to close the nominations, a second to close them, then the roll call, and then the president. We'll do the same thing for vice president.
yep, gotcha. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Sorry.
Yep. No, good. Thank you. Can I get a motion to, or actually, I can just open nominations. So at this point,
Yes, sir.
nominations for president are open. So
I'll nominate Randy.
I was going to nominate Mr. Jones.
Duly noted.
okay.
Now, how this will work, since we have two, I checked our policy. I'll call each individual member. They'll cast their vote for the individual they wish as president. If there's a majority reached, 3 votes, that person assumes the presidency. The individual nominated can also vote for him or herself because it doesn't impact compensation for the board, et cetera. So there's no ethical implications there at all either. So I have Dave by Mr. Blankenship, and I have Mr. Blankenship by Mr. Kime. So let me call Mr. Kime, your vote.
Or Randy?
President. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mrs. Grave, who would you vote for?
Well, since Mr. Blankenship chose Mr. Jones, even though he was nominated, I will also choose Mr. Jones as president.
All righty. Mr. Blankenship.
I'll choose Mr. Jones.
All right. And Mr. Jones. You may also abstain.
I was
It's
going to say what my options are: Randy or abstain.
Randy or abstain, or yourself. Technically, you have 2 votes, which is the majority needed at this point.
Okay.
If it ties, we have to keep doing this until somebody either steps down or changes a vote.
Okay. I'll vote for myself.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right. Mr. Jones. Yes, it's perfectly fine. Mr.
Okay.
Jones has been elected board president for the 2021 calendar year.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. And at this
Need
point,
a motion to close
Yep.
those.
Yep. Can I have a motion to close the nominations for board president?
So moved.
Support.
Call. Mr. Blankenship,
Yes.
Mr. Kime,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Jones, congratulations. You can reassume.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Same thing for VP.
Yep. All right. So nominations at this point for VP, Vice President of the Board of Education are now open. Are there any nominations?
I'll nominate Randy. Second time's a charm.
Thanks, John.
And I will support that.
Duly noted.
Are there any other nominations?
No.
Okay. So at this point, I think we can just close nominations, right? So can I get a motion to
That's correct.
close nominations for Vice President?
So moved.
Support.
Mr. Kime,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Blankenship,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Now, if we could, the next is the oath of office. And this is, again, weird. I apologize with Zoom. I had emailed those out. Hopefully you were able to print those or at least pull it up. If we could, we'll start with the president. If you could just read that. And
You
that
want me
will
to change
explain.
the do you to I's?
Since you're reading it, if you would.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the State of Ohio. I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties as President of the Board of Education of the Bucyrus City School District, Crawford County, Ohio, to the best of my ability, and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during my continuance in said office and until my successor is elected and qualified.
Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Blankenship.
Okay. I solemnly swear that I will support the constitutions of the state of Ohio, and I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties as Vice President of the Board of Education of the Bucyrus City School District, Crawford County, Ohio, to the best of my ability, and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during my continuance in said office and until my successor is elected and qualified.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we're on to the business section of the agenda. It's all right with everybody else. Ryan and I chatted. I think most of you were on at that point. We're going to skip down and just kind of chat through a couple of the appointments, and then we'll approve the entire business section as a whole. So if that's all right with everybody. So we're going to first jump down to, let's see, appoint a legislative liaison. I think that's the first one. Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, sir. Correct.
I know last year it was Deb.
I thought so.
Does anybody have any? Looks like John jumped off, actually. So we pause for a minute.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Man, what's going on?
2021, I guess. He was having some trouble earlier.
Oh,
Oh, here he comes. I think. Yep.
Sorry about that, guys. I just got booted off the meeting.
It's okay.
Okay. Well, now that we're all back
Did-
here. go
Did I
ahead.
miss any votes or no?
Nope, we paused.
Okay, thank you.
So we're just stepping through the business section. I'm gonna go down to item 15 or 5.12. We're gonna note the ones that the appointments to the various positions, and then we'll approve the whole thing as a whole if that's all right with everybody. So
Okay.
so for 5.12, I think the legislative liaison. I think Deb was the legislative liaison. Does anybody have any interest? I'm not sure how the appointments generally work, but no,
No.
it's. I was going to say I know Deb did it last year.
is there even anything? Is there anything that you do for that?
From time to time,
Well-
OSBA will send out like legislative updates on legislation working its way through Columbus.
Yeah,
and they'll contact
all-
that person.
All we'd really done in the past was kind of rehash the it's called the briefcase email that OSBA sends out. That was really the extent of our discussion.
Okay. Well, I'll say go ahead and
Put me on there. That's fine.
You good, Randy?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. All righty. Got Randy down for that.
so for item 5.13, we had Mr. Kime on the Pioneer Career and Technology Center rep.
Yeah, I'd really like to stay on that if possible.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed that group, and they've been awesome to work with. A lot of good people there.
Absolutely. No, that's good with me. I was just going to
That's
ask if you
fine.
wanted to
Okay.
do it another year. So,
Okay.
so perfect.
Mr.
So
Kime
John
on
for
that
that one. For item 5.14, this is appoint representatives to the Athletic Council. Are there
Uh,
generally 2 members to that? I'm just trying to get a feel for what
No,
that is.
no, and the last time I was on there with Mr. Stone.
Okay.
Really, I'm okay with if we just do one.
I would like to be on there.
Yeah, I was gonna nominate you for what it's worth.
I think maybe we should have a second just in case like if I can't make it, or that way we have another person in attendance just as a representative. So
Okay,
if someone else would like to do that, just to be safe.
I'll be the second person on that if that's okay.
I couldn't get unmuted fast enough. I was going to say I could do it too, but
Oh,
whichever.
Krista, if you'd like to, that's fine. I
Okay.
think your background with
Krista.
the football team will be well served there.
Okay.
Got it.
Yep.
Let's see here. So we're down to, looks like 5.17. Everything else is covered, right?
Is there anything on 5.15? Let me look at that real quick. I apologize. It's already good to go.
Yep, I was gonna say, it's just noting, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, so 5.17, appoint 2 representatives for the upcoming boss negotiations. Do we normally have board representation on negotiations?
Absolutely.
Conversation?
Usually
Okay.
2.
Yep.
In the past, it's been 2 people.
2.
Okay. Well, I'd like to be one of those 2.
For what it's worth, I was on the last round and it was president and vice president. That's just been the history of it. I don't know if we feel something different is needed, appropriate, or might work better. Randy, I don't know if you're interested in that.
I'm fine with that. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I know you got, you're doing the Pioneer one. I mean, that's the second school board basically. So you're
Mhm.
getting double the action. So that's fine. I can be involved with that. It's not a problem.
Okay.
All right. I've got Dave and Randy for that one.
Perfect. And I think that was it, right? There's
Yes,
no other
sir.
appointments that I missed. I just want to make sure
Nope.
before
Nope.
So at this point, can I get a motion to approve the business section of tonight's agenda, 5.1 through 5.17?
So moved.
Support.
And can I get a roll call, Mr. Cook?
Yes, sir. Mr. Blankenship,
Yes.
Mr. Kime,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
All right. And I guess last here, anything else for the organizational meeting tonight? Can I get a motion to adjourn tonight's organizational meeting?
So moved.
Second.
And roll call on that, Mr. Cook.
Yes, sir. Mr. Kime,
Yes.
Mr. Blankenship,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
All right. We are adjourned. Okay.
All right. Are we ready just to roll into the next one here?
Yes, I am now.
Okay. Well, I'd like to call this regularly scheduled board meeting of the Bucyrus City Schools Board of Education, January 7th. It is 5:48 p.m. to order. Can I have a roll call, Mr. Cook?
Yes, Mrs. Graves,
Present.
Mr. Kime,
Yes.
Mr. Blankenship,
Here.
Mr. Jones.
Yes. All right. If you will all join me in standing and saying the Pledge of Allegiance again here. I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
to the
and
republic
to the republic
for
for which it
stands,
stands,
one nation,
one nation,
under God,
Under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all.
for all.
All right, thank you. Let's see. Next up is the approval of the agenda for tonight's regularly scheduled meeting. Are there any changes to tonight's agenda?
Where-
Can I have a motion to approve tonight's board agenda?
So moved.
Support.
And can I get a roll call, Mr. Cook?
Yes, Mr. Blankenship,
Yes.
Mr. Kime,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
All righty.
All right, so next up here is the approval of the board minutes from our December 17th meeting. Were there any changes needed on those meeting minutes? Perfect. Can I get a motion to approve those board minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Can I have a roll call, Mr. Cook?
Yes, Mr. Kime,
Yes.
Mr. Blankenship,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mrs. Jones, or Mr. Jones, I apologize.
Yes. All right, did we have any recognition of visitors for tonight? Any public participation?
Not on my end.
Okay. That's that. Next up is the treasurer's report.
Yes. All right. Good evening. You have my written report in front of you. We just met a couple weeks ago, so not a lot's changed. Auditor of State called today. They're going to be in Monday to kind of re-verify some stuff since we're pretty digital anymore. Since everything's scanned, email, they're going to come in, just take a look at things. Should conclude on Monday. Started in August, so it's been a process, but COVID's really kind of slowed that thing down this year. So hope to have that to you guys wrapped up Monday. They'll go through their steps in Columbus, and then won't be too long. We'll be starting this process over again. One thing I wanted to bring to your attention tonight, it's in the discussion item. I listed our phone contract is up this year. It expires June 30. The original contract was a 5-year. I'm going to call it voice over IP. I don't know a better way to really describe it. It was a pretty good upgrade from what we had before. Technology has changed substantially since then. We've asked a couple vendors to provide a quote on that. Our existing provider will, if we don't go the route we should, if that makes sense. They don't offer a system that can compete with a web-based phone system at this point. What we have is, I guess, open source. It's a Sangoma system. It works. It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, mobility. One of the things we ran into with COVID and our teaching staff was the whole issue of giving out your mobile number, for example. Our phone system doesn't have that mobility option. The quote I have in front of you tonight, I think it's standard anymore to have that a teacher could actually take the phone that's in their room, plug it in at home, and they would be able to utilize that number. We would have directory, mobile client that you could use on your personal phone that would go through our phone system, et cetera. I guess the good news as I look at this is we get a better system for cheaper. It's 27% cheaper. The annual cost for this system, $17,000 versus right now we're paying $23,000. So we benefit from that technological curve that drives costs down over time. It's a 37-month quote. They have agreed at this point to give us at least 3 months free. I think I might be able to get them to work on a little bit of cost or maybe some extra time on that. I think everybody, Jim and Matt Newell have reviewed this. They're extremely comfortable. It's 8x8, which really doesn't mean anything to me. I know Dave probably understands that better than even I do. But with COVID, I didn't want to sit on this too long. July 1 will be here before we know it. We have to have a phone system in our district. We've seen with laptops, Chromebooks, the delays. I don't think we're going to have those issues with some of the hardware we have to get here, but I wanted to put it in front of the board for discussion. We can approve it tonight, or we can certainly bring it back in a future month, but we have to do something with our phone system before July 1. And there's some logistics involved with that as well. So with that, if you have any questions, let me know. But I wanted to put it in front of you so we had some time to plan ahead and make sure we got our ducks in a row way in advance of July 1. And that concludes my report.
Okay. Any questions, comments for Mr. Cook? All right. Can I get a motion to approve tonight's treasurer's report and recommendations?
So
So
moved.
moved. I'll support.
Roll call, Mr. Cook.
Yes, Mr. Blankenship,
Yes.
Mr. Kime,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Next up is Mr. Crispin with the superintendent's report.
Thank you, President Jones, and good evening, everybody. We'll start off with, it's very appropriate that OSBA recognizes January as Board Member Recognition Month. And so if the next time I see you, I will have a certificate from OSBA congratulating you and thanking you for your service to the Bucyrus City Schools and the community of Bucyrus. So for three of you, congratulations. You made it through not only your first year, but a historic and we hope to never repeat year, but I'm not so sure. But I do appreciate your leadership and your guidance because to learn about school finance, curriculum, instruction, it is an intricate web of stuff that makes up a school district and how it operates. And throw in a pandemic and again, stuff that, we've had to build the plane while we've been flying it. And you all have been very helpful to me and the district in leading us through it. So thank you. And again, congratulations. It's out by the board office and we'll give you a certificate. Don't want to put it in the mail, it'll get all messed up. Okay, so we're back. We're back in session. We started Monday with a teacher work day, which is something new to our calendar. We haven't done that previously, and I think most of the teachers appreciated a day to kind of get warmed up, get back in the classroom, get things ready, see colleagues, and get ready for the second semester. And I think I know our folks, according to our principals, folks made good use of that day. And then Tuesday, we started back with remote learning with the middle school and high school and split sessions with the elementary. We're off and running. Kids didn't forget everything. And we look forward to returning to in-person learning all day, every day, January 19th. We'll send out a reminder again, but for those that might be tuned in this evening, it's going to be really important that when students return on the 19th, that they bring their laptops and their hotspots so we can take inventory, make repairs, and return those back to their carts because we want to use them in class. And so we need those back, and we also need the chargers. So don't forget the chargers. I will be sure to send out an all call and put other reminders out there when we get closer to that date, but we need those items returned. And if something's happened, just let your teacher know, let the principal know, and we'll deal with that. Tomorrow, the district leadership team meets, and we're going to start going through the data from the climate culture survey that we gave to staff. And we were at about a little over half of our staff had completed those. We put out a reminder. I've not talked to Kevin to see what the numbers are now, but hopefully we'll start putting together some good baseline data from the staff survey. We'll also be talking about how we're going to go ahead and distribute the survey to students and to parents in the next month. So that's a district leadership team. We're working on a draft calendar for the 21-22 school year. Administration has that draft. Union leadership, both union heads have looked at it, are providing feedback. And once we get that, we'll have another group of staff look at it before we bring it forward for an actual recommendation. But wanted to let the board know that we're already looking ahead to 21-22. Last thing, just a vaccination update. And no surprise, the numbers don't add up as far as, we thought it was going to be January. We still hear January, maybe February. However, the state's only been allocated 100,000 vaccines per week, and you do the math, 88 counties, it's a little over 1,000. It's going slow right now. So I don't know if they are expecting, one of the other, shipments of the, maybe the Pfizer or the new one that's coming out, that's going to speed things up or not, but we'll see. But we've submitted our numbers to Crawford County Health. We've talked about, once they are in the county and they're ready to go into the schools, that we'll probably look to give those either on a Thursday and be off school Friday, in the event some of our adults have reactions that have lasted up to 2 days with some folks. We're just going to need that buffer. So as we get closer, we'll let you know what's happening. But that's what I know about the vaccination. The other thing, we're voting on our substitute teacher list, is they've okayed us to include our substitutes, both classified and certified, in our numbers. So those folks that that help us out in coverage in various positions will have an opportunity to get the vaccination. So I thought that was a great thing. That is all I have for the January superintendent's report.
Just one question for you, Matt. Did that vaccine list, I know some of it's tentative at this point until they kind of work through. I know they said something about starting on like February 1st was the update that came out today from DeWine, but does that include all other manner of staff as well? The custodians, everyone at this point.
The number we submitted was classified, certified, and subs for classified and certified staff.
Okay, perfect.
Folks that appear on those lists. Yes.
So for vaccinations in schools, is the district a teacher works in, that county health department would be in charge of giving them the vaccination, or if they live in another county, would they have the chance
to
get it in that county, the county in which they work?
Correct. Because they're gonna come to, they call it closed pods, when they come to a facility and inoculate or vaccinate the employees. So it'll happen for those folks that live in other counties. They'll be up first at their place of work.
Okay.
The other piece is we've also, oddly enough, law enforcement folks are not in that first group, and we've gone ahead and said it's okay for Bucyrus PD to come in and get vaccinated in our building. So try to help those folks out.
Absolutely.
Do we have any indication, or have we surveyed or polled staff, like what percentage that we think will get the vaccine?
No, we have not. I originally was going to do that, and after I talked to Linda, I didn't know if the union wanted to conduct those surveys versus us. People that can be sensitive information, even though we weren't taking names. Then we got an email like 2 days later. CCPH said, we just want all your staff. Just give us the full number, and that's what we're planning for. So
okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Anything else for Mr. Crispin? All right. Thank you, Mr. Crispin. Next up is personnel certified staff. Looks like we just have a couple items there.
No additional comments.
Okay, perfect. Can I get a motion to approve both items, 7.1 and 7.2 in the personnel certified staff, please?
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call, Mr. Cook.
Yes, Mr. Kine,
Yes.
Mr. Blankenship,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so nothing in personnel classified staff for today. And then on to the business section of the agenda.
Yes, so thank you again to our staff for the contributions to the Staff Scholarship Fund. And we look forward to continuing our work with Goodwill Industries and the Youth Employment Initiative. They've been a great partner for the district for some time. So glad to recommend that for approval tonight.
Get a motion to approve items 9.1 through 9.4, please.
So moved.
Support.
Any further discussion on any of those items?
Nope.
Can I have a roll call, Mr. Cook?
Yes, Mr. Blankenship,
Yes.
Mr. Kine,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes. All right, so next up here is the discussion item that Mr. Cook chatted about.
I don't have anything else.
You know, just one question. I know you would you had talked to our former vendor.
Yes.
As you went through this, did you pull quotes from others? I know this
I
is
had
highly competitive.
Yeah, I had reached out to a couple different vendors. I didn't hear back. There was one other, I think it's BCS up around, I'm going to say the Cleveland area. I had spoken to them, I'm going to say a year, probably 2 years ago, maybe a little longer. Just didn't hear back. I don't know if they're transitioning. TTX, just a little background. Ben Farina, he's a Galleon, homegrown Crawford County guy. I believe he lives up around Cleveland now, but he's still got some pretty strong ties to Crawford County. Got connected with him. I believe you were still here, Dave. You may have met him. I thought we'd had some conversations with him a while back. He was pretty aggressive on this. He's been good to work with. Wants our business. It's not that our current vendor, DataServe / Milwaukee Buckeye Educational doesn't. They just don't have anything that competes with this. It's either a Cisco system, which is probably $300,000 for us to put in. I mean, it's the Cadillac out there. And then what we have, which is a fine system, but it doesn't have any of the capabilities that this thing does.
Right.
Ours works, but it's also $23,000 a year versus $17,000. So we get more bells and whistles. I think there is some demand within the district for the mobility client. I know not everyone would use it, but they would certainly have it available if they wanted it. We pick up some little features, which I think are nice, as you use it like directory on the phone inside the mobile client. Ours just doesn't have many bells and whistles. It was a bare bones system at the time. It did a good job for what we needed from where we were, but we're really almost at that next level now. And I feel pretty comfortable from talking to folks that this is pretty much the industry standard. The way things are going, we're just not a big business, if you will, enterprise-wise.
Right.
But I've reached out. This isn't something right now like we do with 470, 471 for E-rate, where folks, we bid this. There's no funding for E-rate anymore, unfortunately. Maybe with an administration change coming, there'll be some bucks thrown our way, which will help. But as far as bidding goes, there's just not a lot of people looking at us. We're just not on the map for this. But I've tried.
Okay. I hope that works. So what do you guys think? You want to approve it today or add it to the next week's agenda for approval?
I'll make a motion to approve it tonight.
I'll second that. That's fine.
Yep.
I don't have any issue with that.
And we're
No,
saving
and
money.
Yeah, that honestly, I was surprised at that. I didn't know what to expect, but I was pleased. And I am going to try to get them. I'm going to bang the drum a little bit more, Dave. You've seen me do that. I think this is our worst case on. I'm going to see if they can't make some tweaks for me. I always like to do that anyways, but there's some timing with this one. I don't want to let time slip away on logistics. So I appreciate that.
One other question. I know they made the motions already, but
That's okay. No votes.
Did they do the who's doing the install? Are they going to send folks in, or is Jim
They'll
and Matt
hand-
gonna?
They'll handle it A to Z. I mean, I'm sure Jim and
Okay.
Matt will obviously be involved in that.
Yeah.
One other thing, just a side note, and talking with Jim, Dave, you'll appreciate this. To make changes for extensions and things of that nature with our system, he has to put in a ticket now, which works. But with this system, he'll be able to just go in and make the change, and it's the same amount of work. And talking with him to just get it done, we don't have this back and forth. It's much more efficient. They'll be certainly involved in that by all means.
No, absolutely. I was just hoping that this won't fall on Matt and Jim to.
They got enough on their plate, I think.
Yeah, right.
So
That's my point.
Absolutely not. And if they change that, we'll change what we do.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
All right. Perfect.
Well, good. So we have a motion and a second.
Yes, sir.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Kime,
Yes.
Mr. Blankenship,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
And then there was no public participation. So next up is the executive session. So if I can get a motion to adjourn to executive session for the employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of public employees or regulated individuals, or the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee or regulated individual, unless such a person requests a public hearing and in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call on that.
Yes, Mr. Blankenship,
Yes.
Mrs. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Kime,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
All right. We are now in executive session. Let me kick us to a breakout room.